Hey y'all, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Liliana Joy, and on this channel we like to focus on body care, especially Bath & Body Works, but also lifestyle here and there. And today is a very exciting video. Today we're doing my top 15 spring Bath & Body Works fragrances. So if that sounds interesting, I hope you guys keep on watching. So as I said, today's video we are focusing on my top 15 Bath & Body Works fragrances. So this video should have been put out earlier, but I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, and also I just haven't had the time to really edit and put everything out, and I've just been having a lot of difficulties with uploading and stuff like that. So this video should have been put out in March. It is literally the end of April right now, and I'm super sorry that I'm putting out right now, but I still wanted to get it out just to get it out, because I wanted to do this for every single season, and it's a super fun video to do. And I'm like, you know what, there's gonna be another month of spring, so I'm just gonna put it out anyways. So all of these fragrances I love, literally love, and I'm just so excited to tell you guys about them. Some of these are new, some of them aren't. I think that about half of them are new and then half of them are not, but I know that only a few of these were on my list from last year. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, so this is in no particular order, but the first one is Gingham Fresh. The notes, I don't have the notes. The notes are juicy pear, sparkling clementine, and fresh daisies. This is such a beautiful, fruity, juicy, but clean and fresh fragrance. Definitely one that I like to reach for when I want something sweet, but I don't want something overdoing it. This is literally perfect. It's one of my favorite pear fragrances. This one and Carried Away are definitely some of my favorite pear fragrances, and it's just really pretty and definitely a really nice spring fragrance. But I also feel like you can wear this all year round, and I think it's very versatile, and it's just, I absolutely love this one. Definitely a little bit, it has that powderiness from that daisy note, and then it has that really sweet pear, but it doesn't really have any clementine to me. I don't know why, I just don't smell any clementine. But overall, it's an amazing scent. I absolutely love it, and it's perfect for spring. So that is the first one, Gingham Fresh. The next one is Gingham Vibrant. Yes, another Gingham. This one has notes of wild blackberries, candied violets, and soft vanilla. The notes are actually rubbed off on the back. This one used to be my favorite fragrance last year when I first got it, and it still definitely is one of my favorites. It's really, really nice, and it's so pretty. It's sweet, very, very blackberry heavy, very, very fruity, and then it has a lot of that sweetness from the candied violets and the soft vanilla. It's absolutely perfect. It's just a really nice, sweet, fruity fragrance if you are into those. If you're not into those, I wouldn't recommend it, but I absolutely love sweet, fruity fragrances, and it's also not that heavy on the floral. It does have a floral note in there, but I feel like the floral doesn't really do anything. I feel like it just gives it a touch of powderiness, and that's pretty much it. It's mostly that blackberry note, the vanilla note, and that candied note part, which is part of the candied violets. It's so good, so sweet. It's just amazing. Very, very pretty. Definitely an everyday type of spring fragrance. So that is Gingham Vibrant. The next one is actually a newer love of mine. This one is Strawberry Pound Cake. As you can tell, I've absolutely been loving this one. The notes are fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, and whipped cream. At first, I really did not like this fragrance. I actually got this a couple years back, and it was in that red faceted opaque packaging. And it was just way too strong for me, and I just was not a big fan of it, so I actually used it up. But I recently tried this out again back in November, and I really, really like this. It's a little bit lighter, so it's not as obnoxious to me, and it definitely is one of my go-to gourmand fragrances, especially for the springtime, because it's not super heavy, and the strawberry adds this lightness to it almost, to the point where I could wear it during the springtime. It smells really, really good. I love this with the EOS Vanilla Lotion, but I also like this with Sweet Cream by Tree Hut, and it's just a perfect fragrance mist. I don't have the moisturizer, and I don't think that I plan to ever get a moisturizer to it. I feel like if I use the moisturizer, it would be a little bit too strong for me, but I really enjoy it by itself or with a different moisturizer from a different brand, and it's actually almost gone, so when I finish this, I will definitely get it back up another one, because this is so, so good. Such a good gourmand, definitely one of my new favorites. So that is Strawberry Pound Cake. The next one that I want to talk about is Diamond of the Season from the Bridgerton collab with Bath & Body Works. This is definitely one of the newer ones from my spring favorites. This is So beautiful. This is I love this. I love this fragrance so much. The notes are sparkling peach, spring daffodil, and radiant jasmine. It's mostly peach. I would say it's probably about 60% peach, and then 20% daffodil and 20% jasmine. The daffodil and the jasmine are definitely sweet florals and not headache inducing florals at all. It just adds some like classiness to this peach fragrance, and I absolutely love it. I am not usually a peach person, but this peach smells so good. Not watery at all, because I feel like when Bath & Body Works does their peach fragrances, they usually make them watery, but this one is just, it's so good. It smells very vintage. It just definitely gives off Bridgerton vibes. If you guys haven't watched Bridgerton before, I definitely recommend to go watch it. I absolutely love Bridgerton, and this is just such a good, everyday, pretty, just throw on kind of spring fragrance, and I absolutely love it. So that is the Diamond of the Season from the Bridgerton collab. The next one has become one of my go-tos. This one is Sweet Pea. The notes are sweet pea, watery pear, sheer freesia, luscious raspberry, and soft musk. I feel like Sweet Pea is very underrated. I don't see anyone talk about it, and when people do talk about it, they usually say it's too juvenile, which I understand, but I feel like it's just a very refreshing, fruity floral, and it's perfect for the hot days where you just don't want to wear like a very heavy fragrance. I think it's perfect. It smells amazing. And this is my second bottle, actually. That's why it's pretty much filled to the top. My first bottle was gone within, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months of actually starting to really use it. And I love it. It smells so amazing. It's very pretty. It's something that I like to throw on when it gets a little bit too hot, because sometimes when it gets too hot, I really don't want to wear body care, but I still force myself to make sure I take care of my skin and stuff. This is definitely perfect for those kind of times. So that is Sweet Pea. The next one I have to show you guys is Among the Clouds. This one is from last year. As you could see, I definitely made a dent. So last year there was not much of a dent, but this year I actually started to wear this. This one has notes of wild berry skies and whipped vanilla clouds. It seems basic. It definitely seems basic. But I feel like once it actually gets on my skin and it gets in the air and out of the cap, it smells so much better. Like, it smells so much better. It's so pretty. It's very sweet, but it's not overly sweet, if that makes sense. It smells like a creamy berry candy almost, and I absolutely love it. It just smells so good, and this is perfect for every single day, especially if you're craving something a little bit sweeter and less florally, because I know that some people don't really like florals, so this is perfect if you're not into florals and you want something for spring that's really pretty and an everyday type of fragrance. So that is Among the Clouds. The next one that I want to show you guys is Bourbon, Strawberry, and Vanilla. This is one of my new favorites. I absolutely love this one. And I know that a lot of people did not like this because of how light it was, but to me, I actually can smell the fragrance. It's still a little bit lighter than normal, but I could definitely smell it. The notes are bourbon, vanilla, garden strawberry, apricot nectar, pink jasmine, and white oak. It is just a mainly strawberry scent with like a little bit of everything else. And it has this creaminess once it dries down, and it's just a really pretty scent overall. Thank God, because I do not like bourbon scents. I really don't. But I was very hopeful for this fragrance, and I'm really happy that I got it, because I actually have 2 backups of this too. I love it that much. So when you first spray it, it definitely has a burst of strawberry, like a sweet, ripe, juicy strawberry, and then it has that nectar, that apricot nectar, in a little bit in the background, but it still sweetens up the strawberry, and it's so pretty. And then you have a little bit of the jasmine, a little bit of the oak, and it dries down to a creamy vanilla kind of fragrance with the strawberry and the apricot, obviously. But it just dries down a little creamy, and it smells amazing. It's so good. Definitely an everyday type of spring fragrance if you are into strawberry. And I absolutely love this one, and I'm super happy that I have this in my collection. It's my favorite strawberry scent. I actually like it more than strawberry pound cake, and I just love it. So that is Bourbon, Strawberry, and Vanilla. The next one that I want to talk about is Rose. So this is notes of airy rose water, jasmine petals, and creamy musk. I don't know what happened to the packaging, but as you could see, something definitely happened. This one is a very pretty rose water type of fragrance. It's soft. It's not too overpowering, because I know that rose can be very overpowering sometimes, and it could definitely be headache inducing, and that's why I really like this one, because it's very soft. It's not light by any means, but it's soft. It's like a delicate, almost like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a delicate kind of rose fragrance. And then it has like a rose water note to it, so it's not just straight rose, but the jasmine petals and the musk in this also kind of tone the rose down as well. So if you're not a rose person, I would recommend to try this out like on your skin or in the store, because I know that they have this right now in the stores. So I definitely recommend trying it out before you say no to it, because it's definitely a different type of rose fragrance. But I think it's very, very pretty, very feminine, very everyday kind of floral. I love wearing this one to sleep. It smells absolutely amazing. So that is Rose. The next one that I want to talk about is Meet Me in Miami. This one has notes of breezy palm trees, cabana coladas, and suntan days. I hate the notes on here. I really hate the notes. I really wish that Bath & Body Works would have actually given us real notes and not like some made up kind of words, you know? But I really do enjoy this fragrance. It smells absolutely amazing. It's like a sweet, creamy, coconutty kind of fragrance, but then it has like this banana touch to it, if that makes sense. Personally, I smell banana, and I know that a lot of other people do as well on the dry down. But it's just very sweet and coconutty. I feel like it also has maybe a touch of vanilla too. I have no idea, because I really wish they would have just given us the notes. But it also has this sunscreeny kind of feel as well. There's a lot of different aspects going on in this fragrance, but I think it's a really nice everyday kind of beach fragrance. And if you are going to the beach during your spring vacation or summer vacation, I would definitely recommend this. Very, very pretty, very sweet, and just an amazing beach scent. It's different than usual beach scents, because I feel like usual beach scents usually have this salty note to them, but this has absolutely no salty note. It's just very sweet and creamy, so that's why I really, really like it. So that is Meet Me in Miami. The next one that I want to talk about is Water Lily Springs. This has notes of dew-kissed lilies, crisp waters, and clean musk. So I am not typically a aquatic person. I prefer sweeter fragrances, fruity fragrances, but this is so pretty and it's just absolutely amazing. It's a very pretty lily fragrance, but then it has this aquatic touch to it. It almost smells like a lily pad on water, if that makes sense. I don't know. But it's just a very pretty, sweet, aquatic floral. Very, very sweet floral. So if you are not into florals, I wouldn't recommend it, but I would recommend at least smelling it. It's so pretty. And I never thought that I'd say that about an aquatic fragrance, but I really, really enjoy this one. This one has to be my favorite aquatic fragrance. I really love my Rainbow Waves as well, but this one is just top tier. It smells very pretty and perfumey-like, and that's why I absolutely love it. So that is Water Lily Springs. The next one that I want to talk about is 1,000 Wishes. So this one is definitely an all year round type of fragrance, and I know that a lot of people consider it as a winter fragrance, but for me, I consider it to be every single season, just because it's very versatile, if that makes sense. The notes are pink prosecco, sparkling quince, crystal peonies, gilded amber, and amaretto creme. So when you first spray it, you get this light, airy, floral bubbliness, but it's sweet. It's not like too heavy of a floral, but then it dries down, and it dries down very creamy because of that amaretto cream. And it dries down sweeter, and it just smells absolutely amazing. I feel like there are so many fragrances that dry down sweet, or every time you smell them they just get sweeter and sweeter. This one's very similar in that vein to Into the Night for me, because I feel like every single time I smell Into the Night it just gets sweeter, and I absolutely love this one. It smells so freaking good. Like, oh my gosh, I love this. It smells so good. And it's not too bubbly, because I know that there are a lot of fragrances that have a bubbly note to them and they're way too bubbly, but this one is not it at all. It has this effervescence kind of feel to it, and I think it's so pretty. An everyday kind of fragrance, a really pretty going out fragrance as well. So that is 1,000 Wishes. The next one that I want to talk about is Butterfly. So this one I definitely slept on for a while. When it first came out, I just wasn't interested, and I smelled it and I was like, oh, it's too floral for me. I just don't like it. But then I got it. I think I gave it a chance back in November, and I started smelling it, and I kept smelling it over and over again, and every single time I smelled it, it just got sweeter. Again, kind of similar to what I said about Into the Night and about 1,000 Wishes. It got sweeter every single time I was smelling it, and so that's why I went ahead and finally just picked it up, and I absolutely love it. The notes are raspberry nectar, iris petals, and airy vanilla. So this is another berry floral vanilla, but this one's different. Usually with berry floral vanillas, the berry is the most prominent note, but for this one, to me, the iris is the most prominent note. I get that powdery iris, but it has that sweetness from the raspberry nectar and also the vanilla to kind of ground it and not make it too mature smelling. It's a very, very pretty floral, fruity, every single day type of fragrance. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a perfumey type of fragrance. I feel like it's a little too fruity to be perfumey, but I think it's still very, very pretty and very sweet and powdery and floral. It's just a very perfect, pretty floral fragrance if you are into that type of stuff. So that is Butterfly. The next one is also a very surprising scent for me to even be on this list. This one is a peach Bellini. Again, I am not a peach person, but this is so, so good. The notes are succulent peach, sparkling prosecco, and sweet orange. This is just a almost candied type of orangey peach fragrance. And as I said, Bath & Body Works usually does peach fragrances very, very watery. But this one is definitely not like that. It's more sweet, it's more juicy, and it definitely mixes with the orange really, really well, and it just smells almost candied. I don't really get a Prosecco note, thank God, because, again, I don't like bubbly fragrances, but it's so pretty. It's very sweet. It's not light, but it is airy, if that makes sense, so you could definitely wear it for spring and also summer as well. Definitely a daytime fragrance. I don't think I'd actually wear it during the night because of how sweet it is, but it's just very, very pretty, an amazing candy kind of fruity fragrance, and I just love it. So that is Peach Bellini. The next one that I want to talk about is Brightest Bloom. So this was definitely a surprise for me. I did not think that I would like this one because it is a very floral fragrance. The notes are Lily of the Valley, Jasmine Sambac, Garden Carnations, and Fresh Cedarwood. But when I sprayed this, I was like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. This is so, so pretty. It's like this very sweet floral, but then it has this green touch to it, which kind of tones down the sweetness and makes it slightly perfumier. And then also has like a touch of woodiness to it, which also adds to that perfumey aspect of it. But it's like a sweet floral. It's not overly sweet. It's not as sweet as I would say, what's that one that I literally just went over? I said that Butterfly was a sweet floral, and so was 1,000 Wishes. It's not as sweet as that, but it definitely has a sweet touch to it, and it also has this greenness to it, which I feel like just adds to the fragrance, and it adds to the complexity of this fragrance. And it's just very, very beautiful. Definitely a perfumey fragrance to wear for the spring, especially if you're going out during the day. I love this, and I actually really want to get a backup. It smells that good. It's fresh. It's not too sweet. It's not too fresh. It's like the perfect mixture, and I think it's so, so pretty. So that is Brightest Bloom. And the last one is not a surprise. This one is Oh Cherry. This has notes of black cherry, sheer magnolia, and tonka bean. This is a very complex fragrance to me. I would say it's more complex than Fine Areas Not Another Cherry, which they are both duping the exact same fragrance. So to me, when you first spray it, you get this burst of sweet but slightly tart cherry. Very slightly tart, but it also is sweet. And then it dries down and you get more of the magnolia and more of the tonka bean, and it turns into this floral but yet gourmand but yet fruity fragrance. And it's a little bit more complex than I can actually describe. I feel like the magnolia takes away from the gourmandness of it, and it definitely makes it more wearable for spring. But the gourmandness just adds something to it, you know? It adds like this creamy sweetness to it, and it smells so good. It's a little hard for me to describe this fragrance because of the complexity of it, which I know that it doesn't sound complex, but it just is to me, you know? But it definitely is going to be a perfect nighttime spring kind of fragrance. Also summer fragrance as well if you are into cherry. I think it's beautiful. I have never tried Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but I think that even if I did, I would still like this more than I like that, because again, it's more inexpensive, and I feel like it's just more versatile as well, and I absolutely love it. So if you are into cherry fragrances, I definitely recommend. So that is Oh Cherry. So that was actually the last one I had for you guys today. Those were all of the fragrances that I really, really love for the spring. Comment down below some of your fragrances that you love for the spring. I would absolutely love to know. I don't really have a favorite fragrance for the spring as of right now, but I feel like as time goes on, I definitely probably will develop one. And again, I'm super sorry that this was uploaded so late. I definitely will be better about it next time. But anyways, hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!